It has been brought to my attention that there are actually quite a lot of lifters and maybe even a couple coaches that believe the hips rising in the first pull by any margin is an error in and of itself. What I, and I'm sure many other coaches, can all agree on is that it isn't that simple. Although there are core foundational principles that should be followed, there are still many nuances and variables at play. So, what are the pros and cons of letting the hips rise? First, let's start with the cons. When the hips rise and the chest drops, this can shift the center of gravity of a lifter forward to where they may lose their balance. Sometimes this makes it difficult for a lifter to get a strong finish out of their pull, especially for beginners. And during the first pull, it is speculated that because the chest drops, subsequently, so does the barbell, leading to a loss of momentum in that first pull. Next, we have the pros. If the hips are allowed to rise, it's easier for the knees to get back during the transition from the first to the second pull so that the bar doesn't travel forward, consequently throwing off the lifter's balance. During this movement, the quads and hamstrings are lengthening and then shortening, resulting in a stretch reflex action that should promote a stronger contraction, leading to a more powerful finish. These are all hypotheticals to if the lifter executes the movement correctly or incorrectly. This, of course, is completely contextual, and I think the proper approach is the most flexible one that fits the lifter individually. In weightlifting, the first pull is meant to set up the second pull for success. If that is the lens we are looking at this with, I believe that allowing the hips to rise within a reasonable margin is the best course of action. Sure, the first pull may lose some speed, similarly to how straightening the arms after bending them in the pull can do the same. However, I don't believe that lost momentum is enough to offset the benefit of the stretch reflex action that occurs for the second pull. At the end of the day, I would suggest every lifter play with it and see where their preferences lie. To those that start with their hips already fairly high and with a wider pulling stance, you may find difficulty in letting the hips rise without problems occurring. Likewise, a lifter that starts with low hips and a narrower stance may find difficulty in not letting the hips rise. Hopefully this declutters some of the supposed controversy of whether or not the hips should rise. If you found this video enlightening and would like to see more videos like this, please leave a like. If you want to join in the conversation, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. This is Meta Weightlifting, signing out.